Welcome to a special video on, well, the 50th subscriber special. Now, if you're wondering why I'm doing this, this is what won the poll. And I am going to have to name all 1025 Pokemon. This isn't the first time I've tried doing this. But I guess we shall begin. And we'll see the final time at the end. This probably won't be fast by any means, but yeah. Let's just get going. So I'm going to start out with the starters. Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, or Charmeleon, I don't know why I said it like that, Squirtle, Wartortle, there we go, Blastoise, Chikorita, Bayleaf, Meganium, Cyndaquil, Quilava, Typhlosion, Totodile, Croconaw. I was going to put in Skeledirge. The two of those are actually quite close together for Alligator. If you're wondering where I'm doing this on, it is actually... well, the website name is up in the top right there. If you want to join me. Well, I say join me, but go your own journey with naming all 1025, or go for a different thing, like the generation, or even types, naming all Pokemon of a given type. Anyway, back to this. Trico, Grovyle, Sceptile, Tor, Chick, Combusken, Blaziken, Mudkip, Marshtomp, Swampert. Oh, something's gone wrong with OBS. Not sure what happened there. Turtwig, Grottle, Torterra, Chimchar, Monferno, Infernape, Piplup, Prinplup, Empoleon, Snivy, Servine, Serperior, so Gen 5, Oshawott, Duat, Samurott. Yes, this also includes the things like the regional variants and Mega Evolution and Gigantamax, which you can see at the bottom there. Okay, so I guess I should do Rowlet, just to get the other starter for Legends Arceus. And Incineroar, Poplio, Brionne, Primarina, Kalos, Chespin, going backwards again, Chestnut, and Quilladin. No idea why that one doesn't actually fit in with the rest of them in the naming scheme there. Fennekin, Braixen, and Delphox, Froakie, Frogadier, and Greninja. There we go. Galar. Okay, Generation 8. Grookey. Thwackey. Rillaboom. Scorbunny. Raboot. Cinderace. Sobble. Drizzile. And Inteleon. You know, as I'm going through this, I guess I should tell you my favourite Pokemon as well. As you can tell by my channel profile picture, I actually like lizards. So, see if you can guess what my favourite Pokemon is. I haven't done it yet, so it's none of the starters. So that's Skeledirge. Now on to Quaxly, Quaxwell, and Quaquaval. Yeah, so it's none of the starters, none of the legendaries. Speaking of legendaries, that's what we'll do next. And mythicals as well. So we've got Raikou, Entei, Suicune, Ho-Oh, Lugia, Celebi. On to Hoenn. We've got the Reggies. And I may as well do all of the Reggies at the same time. That's all of them. All 6 of them. You can make a full team of them now. But yeah, so my favourite Pokemon, none of the starters, none of the legendaries. Not a mythical either. Okay, so there's the legend mythicals from that bit. Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza. And I believe that's all of the legendaries from Generation 3. It doesn't feel like it, though. I feel like I'm still missing some. Sinnoh. I guess I'll come back to that. Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Arceus. Those are always grouped up. Manaphy, Fione. Those 2 are grouped together because they're the same thing. Shaymin, Darkrai, and Cresselia. Those 2 are grouped together. And we've still got Heatran as well. Lake Guardians. Remembered Azelf. Onto Unova. Okay, Victini. I always forget about Victini when doing the legendaries and mythicals. So we've got Zekrom and Reshiram and Kyurem. They're a trio. Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus, Enamorus. Even though that one's a bit separated. But they're all part of the same quartet. Virizion, Terrakion, Cobalion, and Keldeo. They're also a quartet, even though one of them's a mythical. Meloetta, and Genesect. Right, so that's all of the legendaries and mythicals from Gen 5. Onto Kalos. So we got Xerneas, Yveltal, Zygarde, Hooper, Diancie. I may as well put Carbink in there. It's not Carbink either, my favourite. Volcanion. My favourite Pokemon is usually a normal type. And I guess you'll have a hint as to what it is later as well. So that's all of the legendaries from Gen 6. There weren't that many. Gen 7 has Type Null, Silvally, all of the Tapus. So Tapu Koko, Tapu Lele, Tapu Bulu, and Tapu Fini. Into Cosmog, Cosmoem, Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma. They're kind of grouped together as well. Guess I should do the Ultra Beasts too while I'm here. So we've got Nihilego, Buzzwole, Pheromosa, Xurkitree, Stakataka, Blacephalon, Poipole, Naganadel, Celesteela, and Kartana. Those two are kind of connected. I think they're version exclusives, actually. And Guzzlord. I think that's all of those. So we've got Magearna, Marshadow, Mythicals again, and Zeraora. I suppose I should do the unknown couple of Pokemon, Meltan and Melmetal. Those are actually considered mythicals, surprisingly. Or I say surprisingly when it's really unsurprising, since you can't get them legitimately in any game apart from Pokemon Go. Okay, Galar, Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus, Kubfu, and Urshifu. What's missing? Zarude. And then Spectria, Glastria, Calyrex. Hisui next? Oh wait, no, we've done Hisui. We've got all three of them. Paldea then. Wo Chien, Chien Pao, Ting, Lu, and Chi-Yu. Koraidon, and Miraidon, and Cyclizar. It's not Cyclizar, my favourite, even though I do like green lizards. And that one's a normal type as well. But I said usually a normal type, so I know it's not that one. You know it's not that one. I'll get back to the paradoxes in a bit. Terapagos, Petrarunt, and Okidogi, Monkidori, oh, I've done it again. There we go. And Pheasantipity. And then, oh, what is it? Actually, I'm going to fix this issue that I've been having. I think I know the reason why I'm having it. I'm just going to pause the timer for a moment. Okay, I fixed the issue. It was a hotkey that I had set. It broke, so that's why it was doing that. Back to this. Okay, so we've done all of the legendaries now, I believe. Oh, Ogerpon. Of course. I think that's all of them now. Onto the paradoxes. So we've got... actually, you know what? Let's do all of the pseudo-legendaries first. Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, Larvitar, Pupitar, Tyranitar, Bagon, Shelgon, Salamence, Beldum, Metang, Metagross. That looks better. So I did get all of the legendaries from Gen 3. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my drink. That'll do. That helps. Gibble. Gabite. Garchomp. Dino. Zweilous. Hydreigon. Gumi. Sliggoo. Goodra. Alola. Jangmo-o. Hakamo-o. Como-o. Dreepy. Dracloak. Dragapult. Frigibax. Arctobax. And Baxcalibur. Okay, so they're all the pseudo-legendaries. For some reason, Sinnoh decides to be a bit different and has it towards the middle of the decks. I don't know why, but it's towards the end in every other generation. Although the first two seem to have legendaries before and after the pseudo-legendries. I mean, Alola kind of does that too with Type Null, but still. It's just a bit strange. Anyway, paradoxes. So we got Screamtail, which is based on Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, and Igglybuff. Fungus, and Amoongus, and Ungaboongus, known as Brute Bonnet. I guess I should do Fanpy and Donphan for Great Tusk and Iron Treads. Iron Thorns already has a counterpart, that's Tyranitar down there on the bottom left in Johto. There's also Iron Jugulus. That's done too. As well as Roaring Moon. Thinking what was the other one that we'd done already. Okay, back to the past paradoxes in that list. We've got Magnemite, Magneton, Magnezone, and Sandy Shocks. Oh, what are those other two? Slitherwing and Hufflepuff. Where is it? Larvesta and Volcarona. Okay, what's that other one then? Oh yeah, Fluttermane, Misdreavus, Mismagius, Delibird, and Iron Bundle, Makuhita, Hariyama, and Iron Hands. Okay, what's that other one then? Between Iron Jugulus and Iron Thorns. Oh yeah, Iron Moth. Forgot that Volcarona has two of them. Although one of them's clear, a little bit closer to Larvesta than the other. Melts, Curlia, and Gardevoir. Oh. Gardevoir, there we go. And Gallade, as well as Iron Valiant. Combination of Gardevoir and Gallade there. So we've got Iron Leaves, Iron Crown, Iron Boulder. They're the future Swords of Justice. Missing Keldeo for some reason. And we've got Walking Wake, Raging Bolt, and Gouging Fire. They're all good. And that's all the paradoxes. All of them. So I'm going to do regional variants and convergent. Actually, but first, Pika-clones. Pichu, Plusle, Minun, Pachirisu, Emolga, Dedenne, Togedemaru, Mimikyu, Morpeko, and the Pawmi line. Okay, that's all the Pika-clones. Suppose I should do Eevee's evolutions as well, because they're kind of linked. Leafeon, Glaceon, Sylveon. That's all good. You know what? Fossils as well. Well, most generations have fossils. Just focus on the groups first. Gen 2 doesn't have any fossils. Gen 3 has Anorith. Arnaldo, Lileep, and Cradily. Gen 4 has Cranidos, Rampardos, Shieldon, and Bastiodon. Unova has Tortuga, Caracosta, Archon, and Archeops. Or is it Archon? I have no idea. Kalos. Gen 6 fossils. Oh yes, Tyrant. Tyrantrum, and Amora, and Aurora Borealis. Amora and Aurorus. There we go. One that's had a weird spelling for me anyway. Lots of A's and U's. Gen 7 has no fossils because it's based on Hawaii. Generation 8. Oh yes, my starter is not a fossil Pokemon since none of them are normal type as well. So you know that's ruled out. Galar. Okay. Fossils. Dracovish, Arctovish, Dracozolt, Arctozolt. The only fossils that aren't rock type. And no normal rock types have been introduced either. So they're safe. Right, all of the fossils have been done. Generation 9 has no fossils as well, because of the past Paradox ones. Okay. What was I doing just before those? Before the Pika-clones. Oh yes, regional variants and convergence. So we got Pikachu, well, Raichu. I guess Cubone, Marowak, Execute, Executor. Yep. Those three start off as their regular Pokemon and then evolve into the regional variant. There's also Sand Shrew, Sand Slash, Vulpix, Ninetales as the ice types of Alola, with one exception we'll come to later. And then we've got Rattata, Raticate, and I guess I'll do Zigzagoon as well. Linoon, and Obstagoon. And anything? Oh wait, no, those are kind of connected because they're regional rodents as well. Though I don't exactly do all the regional rodents at the same time because regional rodents and birds get kind of complicated with having multiple birds in a region and having different evolution lines in, well, length. Okay, other ones. So we've got Vulpix. I guess I should do Growlithe as well. Arcanine, Ponyta, Rapidash as the fire types of Kanto. All of those have had regional variants. Diglett, Dugtrio, Wiglet, and Wugtrio. I guess I should do Tentacool as well. Tentacruel, Toads, Cool, Toads, Cruel. And Sinistee, Poltegeist, Poltchargeist, and Sinistchar. That line gets reversed for its convergent form, going from tea to powdered tea. Or matcha, which might not even be tea, I have no idea. Okay, we got Grimer, and Muck, Coughing, and Wheezing. Oh yeah, Wheezing is starting out as just regular coughing. Okay, what others from Generation 7 are there? Because I know there's, I think, 18 regional variants in Alola. And that number kind of hovers around that for Galar and Hisui separately. And then Paldea has very few regional variants. I guess I should do those. Wooper and Quagsire and Clodsire. And Tauros. Okay, so we've got those. All of the regional variants from, well, in Alola are from Kanto. So they should be quite easy to get, if I can remember them. Geodude, Graveler, Golem. They got electric forms. Alola... ooh. Other ones. I'll come back to them. We've got Mr. Mime, Mr. Rhyme, Mime Jr. as a full line. Slowpoke, Slowbro, Slowking, added in the DLC for Sword and Shield. Corsola, Cursula, Farfetch'd, Surfetch'd. Okay, what else was there back in Galar? So we've had Ponyta and Weezing. Stunfisk. That's a standalone one. Yamask. Cofagrigus. And Runerigus. Darumaka. Darmanitan. Yep, those two are fine. Oh, there's another one. What could it be? I'm probably forgetting something. Something simple. Let's check back in on those. I guess I should do all of the Mega Eeveelutions and Gigantamax as well. So we've got, starting from Kanto, we've got Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, Pidgey, Pidgeotto, and Pidgeot. Other way around, but still. They've all had something going on with their forms. Snorlax and Munchlax. Oh, Voltorb. I've not done all of the regional variants for Hisui either. Electrode. Sneasel, Sneasler, and Weavile. Should easily do that one. Well, memorize it anyway. Bergmite, Avalugg, Rufflet, Braviary, okay, Zorua, Zoroark, Petilil, Lilligant. I'll do Teddiursa as well. Ursaring, Ursaluna. Ursaluna kinda had a regional variant with the Blood Moon form, even though no Ursaring can evolve into Ursaluna. Ursaring can't even evolve in Scarlet and Violet, so it makes sense that nothing would be able to evolve into the Blood Moon form, at least for now. Basculin, Bascule Legion, Quill Fish, and Overquill, which I nicknamed Fish in Legends Arceus. Okay, so done. All the regional variants of Hisui are done. I can't think of what the Galarian last line is there for a regional variant. Let's come back to the regional variants and just go back to the Mega Evolution Gigantamax right now. So I got in Snorlax and Munchlax. Snorlax got a Gigantamax form. Cufant and Copperaja. I always forget about them, so I'm doing them now. Okay, others that got Mega forms in Generation 6, as well as Gigantamax forms in Generation 8. Oh, what else was there? Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam, Machop, Machoke, Machamp, Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar. All of those, well, Gengar got both. Krabby, Kingler. Kingler got a Gigantamax form. Okay, so there's one between Pikachu and Machamp that got a Gigantamax form. What is it, though? I have no idea. Mareep, Flaffy, Ampharos, Steelix, Onyx. Well, Onyx just fills in that gap. Okay, what else? Houndour, Houndoom, Mr. U. My favourite Pokemon is not from Generation 1 as well. Okay, so we've done those. Oh, there's also 3 more Mega Evolutions from Generation 1 after Gengar. I'll do Altaria as well there. Put that in. So there's 3 before Aerodactyl. Scyther, Caesar, and Cleavor. Caesar got a Mega Evolution in Gen 6 as well. Not sure which half of Gen 6, because I know partway through they added some extras. So then after... Ooh. Magikarp, Gyarados, Lapras. Gyarados and Lapras had forms. Okay, so what is it now? After Caesar, there's Heracross. So that's all the Gen 2 Mega Evolutions done. Trubbish and Garbodor. Garbodor got a Gigantamax form, so that's why that's there. So there's 3 Mega Evolutions that I'm completely forgetting about. Well, 2 Mega Evolutions that I'm forgetting about, and 1 Gigantamax. Once again, I'll come back to those. Gen 3 Mega Evolutions. Electrike. Always forget how to spell this one. A Manectric. Never forget how to spell Manectric, because it's only C's, no K's in there. So we've got Manectric, Aron, Lairon, Aggron, Meditite, Medicham, Sableye, Mawile. I just realised I don't have the desktop audio on, huh? This is what you'll be hearing for the rest of this. It's been rather uneventful for, well, until now. You've only had me speaking. Usually there's some game audio going on in the background, but not today. Not yet, anyway. Now there is. Okay, Mega Evolutions, Gen 3. So we've had Electrike as the furthest one. So we've got Carvana. Oh, I'm not actually on the the box. Carvana. Sharpedo. Numel. Camerupt. Yes, that's what you'll be hearing for every single one of these. Yeah, this is a special one. I don't usually have the desktop audio audible at all. I just forgot to set it before this this recording. Hopefully that doesn't impact things too much. So we've got Altaria, and there's 3 more before the end of Hoenn. Absol. That's one of them. That's the middle one. Shuppet and Bayonet. There we go. And there's just one more after Absol. And before the Pseudo-legendries. Once again, I may have to come back to that. Bunnery, Lopunny. Lopunny got a Mega Evolution. Okay, so there's Ordino. That got one. And, ooh, what's this other one? Oh, Kangaskhan. That got a Mega Evolution, of course. Of course that one would be there. But what else? Oh yeah, Pinsir. How did I do Pinsir alongside Caesar? Well, Scyther. I usually remember Pinsir. So that's all of the Mega Evolutions for Gen 1 through, well, 1 and 2. Gen 3 still has one of them. After Absol. No idea what could be after Absol for those. Sinnoh. Oh yeah, after Garchomp. Snova. And a Bomber Snow. Snowbarmer, as some people like to call him. And Riolu, Lucario. And there's just one more back in Generation 3. Once again, I have no idea what it is that I'm missing there. Gigantamax. Okay. So we have the Generation 8 Lizard. Oh, Toxel and Toxtricity. Toxtricity got a Gigantamax form. Okay, others. So we got Rookidee, Corvisquire, and Corviknight. Blipbug, Dottler, Orbeetle. So they're all good. Applin, Flapple, Appleton, Diplin, and Hydrapple. Duraludon, Arcaludon, and there's our second box fully done. The Paldea Expeditions. I was going to say Paldea Expansions because I know they're DLCs. Expansions of the main game. Early Generation 8 Gigantamax, Silicobra, Sandaconda, okay, so there's, oh yeah, that was the one between Appleton and Toxtricity in the Gigantamax section. Okay, so there's another one, another two before that, huh? Impidimp, Morgrim, and Grimmsnarl. Hatenna, Hatrem, Hatterene, oh, and there's one on either side. Roly-Coly, Carcole, Colossal. Of course, yes. I actually quite often forget about Colossal. So what's the one before Colossal then? That I'm missing. As well as the other two. Before Copperaja, Milcery, Alcremie, of course. I always tie that one with the tea, because you've got cream and tea. You quite often, well, sometimes mix the two. Okay, before Hatterene. After Toxtricity, there's a group of 4 there. And I can't think of what they are. I'm sure it'll come to me at some point. Let's go for Pokemon that got evolutions later, as well as pre-evolutions, so any baby Pokemon or ones that got something later. So Togepi, Togetic, Togekiss. This is a new wave, essentially. Cleffa, Clefairy, Clefable, Tyrogue, Hitmonchan, Hitmontop, Magmar, Magby, Magmortar, Elekid, Electabuzz, Electivire, Jinx, Smoochum, what else? Stantler, Weirdeer. That's a Suidon. Okay, so other Pokemon from Gen 1 that got evolutions later on. Oddish, Gloom, Vileplume, Bellossom. Bellossom was added in Gen 2. Poliwag, Poliwhirl, Poliwrath, and Politoed. Politoed was added in Gen 2 as well. What else? Lickitung. And Licky Licky. Lickitung is actually a normal type lizard, but once again, usually normal type. Not my favourite. It's a Pokemon with a unique gimmick. Okay, so we've done those. Horsey, Seadra, Kingdra. That was me hitting numlock, if you could hear that. Instead of backspace, they're right next to each other on the keyboard. Chansey, Blissey, Happiny, Tangela, Tangrowth, Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Rhyperior. And I believe that's all the ones from Gen 1 that got... Oh wait, no, Porygon. Porygon 2, Porygon Z. Caught Porygon just yesterday. Of course I should remember it. I think that's all of them that got evolutions later on. From Gen 1 anyway. Gen 2 has Sudowoodo. Bonsly. Oh, Zubat as well. Golbat. Crobat. And I'm going to include Woobat and Swoobat. Because they're kind of similar. Oh, and I should include Indeedee if I went with Chansey as well. Since Indeedee and Ordino are also semi-related to Chansey. In mainly appearance and function within the games. Being the Pokemon Center assistant. In fact, I believe it's Indeedee in Sword and Shield. And it differs depending on which Pokemon Center you go to. Okay, so Johto. Johto with evolved or pre-evolved later on. Apom, Ambipom, Yanma, Yanmega, Gligar, Gliscor, Swinub, Piloswine, Mamoswine. I suppose if I've done Tauros, I should do Miltank as well. And Bouffalont. Double F there. So then, what else? So that's all of them from Gen 2 that got evolutions in Gen 4, I believe. Oh wait, Murkrow. Honchkrow. Both of those are good. Counterparts to Misdreavus and Mismagius. Unova. Oh wait, no. Hoenn. The evolutions of Hoenn. Nosepass. And Probopass. Duskull. Dusklops. Dusk Noir. For some reason that line switches from a K to a C, then back to a K. With Dusk. That part of the name. So then we've got Snow Runt, not Snova, we've already done Snova. Glalie and Frostlass. Chimecho, Chingling. Roselia was introduced in Gen 3, but Budew and Roserade were introduced in Gen 4. Only time that's happened where it's got a pre-evolution and an evolution in the same generation. And I believe that's all of them. I believe that's all of the baby Pokemon as well. We've already done Toxel with Generation 8, and Riolu was the Mega Evolutions. Toxtricity being Gigantamax. Okay. Others that got evolutions later on. Mankey, Primeape, Annihilate. Turns out I did forget a couple from Gen 1. Well, it was just that one. Giraffe, Rig, Farigiraffe, Dunsparce, and Dunsparce. Pawniard, Bisharp, King Gambit. So they're all the ones that were introduced in Gen 9. And I believe that's all of them that I can remember, really. Gen 5 didn't have any ones that really fully relate to any lines from previous generation. I still haven't got those Alolan forms fully done. Or that Galarian form. Oh yeah, Mega Eeveelutions are done. What was I missing? Glalie, of course. Yes. There's still 2 Gigantamax forms that I'm missing. I suppose I can just start going through them kind of generation by generation at this point. So I'm going to leave my favourite generation to last. Well, the generation my favourite Pokemon is from. So, start with Kanto. So we've got Spearow, Fearow, Ekans, Arbok, Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidorino. There we go. Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Paras, Parasect. Should do all the mushrooms now. Shroomish, Breloom. So we've done Fungus and Amoongus. We've got Morlul and Shinotic. Double I. And we've got Toedscool and Toedscruel. They introduced a new mushroom Pokemon every odd-numbered generation. The only generation to introduce 3 is Gen 9, with Brute Bonnet, in addition to Toedscool and Toedscruel, which are just regional variants, really. Convergent, whatever. Venonat. Venomoth. And after Diglett and Dugtrio, it is... Ooh, what is it? Can't believe I've forgotten now. Psyduck. Golduck. Meowth. Persian. Berserker. That was the regional variant I was missing. For both regions. Okay, so after Machamp, it's Bellsprout, Weepinbell, Victory Bell, spelt kind of weirdly. It's not Victory Bell, Victory Bell. Missing the last L for some reason. Doduo, Dodrio, Drowsy, Mr. W, Hypno. Okay, so we've got those. Seal, Dugong. Oh, and Meowth was the Gigantamax that was missing as well. Of course. Well, the Kanto Gigantamax that we were missing. Shelder, Cloyster. Cloyster's eyes match Ghastly's eyes, similarly. Okay, so we've got Goldeen, Seaking, Staryu, Starmie, and Ditto. That's all of Kanto done. Johto, Sentret, Furret, Hoot Hoot, Noctowl, Ladybur, Ledian, Spinarak, Ariados, Chinchou, Lantern, Natu, Zatu, Unknown, Sigilif is kind of related to Unknown. I pair them up for some reason. I think it's the single eye on Sigilif that kind of resembles an Unknown. Most notably the letter I. Okay, so we've got those. Oh, Meryl. Azumarill. Azurill. Azurill and Wynort were added in Gen 3, so there are ones that I missed. Wobbuffet. Double B, double F. Hoppip. Skiploom. Jumpluff. Pineco. Fortress. Sunkern. Sunflora. After Steelix. What is the one after Steelix? Snubble. Granbull. Did it again. Yeah. I keep hitting Numlock. Shuckle. What else is there? So we've got Remoraid, Octillery, and then Skarmory, Mantine, and Mantike. Yeah, that's another baby Pokemon that I missed. I missed 3 of them already from when I said I got them all. And Smeargle. That is definitely all of them from Johto, and I'm not missing 2 of them. Alright, let's start from the other end. Paldea, another easy generation, one that I'm confident with, since it's the most recent one. Lechonk. Oinkologne. Tarantula. Spidops. Nimble, Low Kicks. What else? Wattrel, Kilowattrel, Tadbulb, Bellibolt, double L, Charcadet, Armarouge. Yes, it's Armarouge rather than Armarouge, since it's Rouge rather than Rogue. The G and the U are swapped round, because you got Tyrogue and Armarouge. Also, Rouge as in red, and Ceruledge, well, Cerulean is a colour as well, which is kind of close to a bluish purple, which is why Ceruledge is that colour. Smoliv, Dolive, Arboliver, Knackley, Knacklestack, Garganicle, Squawkabilly, Flamigo. I'll do all of the Clorf, Orthworm, all of the Titans. We've got one of them. Bombardier, Tatsugiri, Dondozo. I guess I'll do Veluza with them, because they're right next to each other in the Pokédex. Gimmighoul, Golden Go, Goldengo. There we go. Okay, so we've got Brevard, Houndstone, Mastiff, Marbostiff, Fido, Dashbun. So what's the two before that then? Relo Rabska, Bramblin, Bramble, Gast. They all share an evolution method with Pawmot. After Pawmot, but before Fido. Shroodle? Grafii. Well, I know it's not them two. Trying to think what early Pokemon are there for Paldea. Tandemaus. Mousehold. After Cloth, there's Flittle, Espathra in the desert, Finizen, Palafin in the water, Tinkertink, Tinkertuff, Tinkerton. There we go. Then there's quite a few there. Glimmet, Glimora, Varoom, Revavroom, two more. Well, four more. After Flamigo, but before Veluza. What could it be? Surely it's just one line. But I can't think of what it would be. It's not a bird. Because of Flamigo. Oh, it's a Toddle. It's a Titan. I'd not done the ice types of Gen 9. But then there's that one just kind of in the middle there. Capsicid. Scovillain. The first grass and fire type. Okay, other generations I'm confident with. I guess I should do Kalos, because I actually played through Gen 6, and it's the smallest region. With no regional variants as well, so I know I've not missed any. So we've got Bunnelby, Diggersby, what else? Fletchling, Fletchinder, Talonflame, I guess I'll do Phantump and Trevenant, as well as Pumpkaboo, Gorgeist, because they're all together. Noibat, Noivern, again together. Howlucha, Klefki, Comfey. They're essentially counterparts, being just kind of fairies with a ring, just of differing objects. Honedge, Doublade, Aegislash, Spritzy, Aromatisse, as well as Swirlix, Slur, Puff, what else from Gen 6? Gogoat, Skidoo, Heliolisk, Helioptile, normal type lizards. Not my favourite though. I'd also mentioned that the favourite was green. A green normal type lizard. Still, we have more to go in Gen 6. Flababy, Floette, Florges. What else? Before them, there's 5. Litleo, Torracat. Not Torracat, we've already done Torracat. It's Litten, Torracat, and Incineroar. Pyro. It's those two. Scatterbug, Spupa, Vivillon. Right, that's the 5 there. Pancham, Pangoro. Binacle. Barbaracle. Skrelp. Dragalge. I know that this one doesn't actually mind if you put in non-letter characters, non-alphabetic characters, whatever, I don't know. Clauncher, Clawitzer. 5 left. So I have the fire and water types, or fire, grass and water trio there. Oh, Furfrou. That's one that hasn't made it to the Switch yet, but I know it's in Legends ZA because it was in the trailer. After Furfrou there's Esper and Meowstick. So there's 2 left in Generation 6. It has to come to me eventually. I do not want to have to use shadows. This is before Binacle, but after Slurpuff. What type could it be? Definitely not ground. There are very few ground types after Generation 1. Introduced in each generation. Very few, especially after Gen 5. You know what, let's just complete Gen 2. It's kind of annoying me that there's no boundary around it. And Magcargo, there we go. Kalos. Again, what are those last 2? May as well fill out as much of Generation 8 as well. So we've got Wooloo, Dubwool, Squavit, Greedent, Yamper, Boltund, Mickit, Thievul, and there's a few others as well at the start there. What could they be? Oh, that's it. Tootle, Dreadnought, the last Gigantamax that I missed 2 Gigantamaxes from Gen 8, great. Gossifleur. There we go, double S. Eldegoss. Okay, so then there's after Santaconda, Cramorant, Arrokuda, Barrascuda. Then it's that set of 4. I can't think of what they would be. They're not the fossils, we've already got those later down the line. Snom, Frosmoth, Ice, Q, Stone, Jona, as well as Phalanx and Pincurchin. those 4, as well as those 2 from Kalos, that I just can't remember. If I had seen the shadows, I would know exactly what they are. Sinnoh. I've been playing Legends Arceus, I should know what's in Sinnoh. Finneon. Luminion. Cherubi. Cherim. Those are hard to come by. Rotom. Not encountered Rotom yet in Legends Arceus. Okay, so there's... what else is there then? Combi, Vespiquen. Vespiquen's on my team, because the first Combi I ever encountered in Legends Arceus was female. Got lucky. It's staying on my team until I beat Volo. Okay, what is the early stuff? Bidoof, Bibarel, Starly, Staravia, Staraptor, Shinx, Luxio, Luxray, Kricketot, Kricketune, Burmy, Wormadam, Mothim, Shellos, Gastrodon, Hippopotas, oh, it's that one. There's the spelling error. Hippowdon. Oh, what else is there? Krogunk. Toxicroak. Carnivine. Chatot. And Spiritomb. Okay. Trying to think of what's next to Hippowdon, but before Krogunk in the Pokédex. So we've got also Pachirisu, Drifloon, Drifblim, Weasel, Floatzel. It's just the middle of the decks now, huh? Bronzor, Bronzong. 4 around Chingling that I've forgotten. Or not put in yet. I can't quite remember what they are though. So we got Shellos and Gastrodon, Drifloon, Drifblim, grass types, Skorupi. I know that's a bug type, but still. Drapion. That's the one after Hippowdon. Glameow. Perugly. And then there's Stunky. Skuntank. That's all of Sinnoh done. More iconic than the 2 I've forgotten in Kalos and 4 in Galar. Even if one of them has a Gigantamax form. I briefly played Unova. I've never actually played Alola. But Hoenn. Too much water. 7.5 out of 10. Anyway, Unova. Minccino. Chinchino. Been playing Pokemon TCG Pocket, and I remember those 2 being a little bit annoying. Volibee, Mandibuzz as counterparts to Braviary. What other counterparts are there? Basculin's kind of a counterpart to itself. Doesn't seem like there's any others within the decks. Golett, Golurk, other than Heatmore and Durant. What else? So that fills in that bottom row, the bottom 3 rows of Unova. Watchog, Patrat, Pidove, Tranquil, Unpheasant, Ducklet, Swanna. I think those are all of the birds from Generation 5. I think they are, anyway. So we've got Suwaddle, Swadloon, Leavanny, Venipede, Whirlipede, Scolipede. It's kind of the bugs, as well as Dwebble, Crustle, Shelmet, Axelgor, Carablast, Escavalier. So they're the trading bugs, and Dwebble. I remember seeing a giant Crustle in the way of collecting a TM in Generation 8 in the Galar region somewhere. One of the ruins. I just kind of ran into it without realising that it was a Pokemon, and then suddenly, Crustle. I'd actually forgotten about Crustle, because I remember seeing Dwebble in the anime. Maractus is kind of a counterpart to Cacnea and Cacturn. Of course. Scraggy. Scrafty. Another pair of lizard Pokemon. Used to be one of my favourites when I was a kid, surprisingly. Because I'd watched a bit of the anime. Black and White was on around the time of my childhood. At least when I'd actually watch it. I would have been too young for Sinnoh. Even though Fire and Leaf Green were the Pokemon games that released when I was born, and were the first ones I was actually shown and played as well. The first ones I actually played, Fire and Leaf Green, the remakes of Kanto. Anyway, Unova, Lillipop, Paldea, Stoutland, what else is there in Unova in the early game? Blitzel, Zebstrika. Oh, I've got an R. There we go. As well as the monkeys. Right, all the monkeys are good. Munna Mushana. This generation's cat. There we go. Okay, what's after that one? So we've got Timber. M, not N. Girder. Conkeldurr. I was going to say Roly-Poly again, but I've already done that one. Roggenrola. Boldore. Gigalith. after Woobat and Swoobat, what is it? Drillbur. Excadrill. I've used it. Well, actually, no, I've not used Excadrill. I've seen it on one of the Elite Four member teams in Scarlet and Violet's DLC in Blueberry Academy. Okay, so after those we've got Sork, Throw, and then there's a trio there. Just a random Time Pole, Palpitoad, Seismitoad, Mitoad. There we go. Okay, what's before Petalil? After Scolipede? Probably something kind of similar to a Pokemon that came before, but I can't remember what it is. Dynamo, Electric, Electros, Solosis, Duosion, Reuniclus, Gothita, Gothorita, Gothitelle, but that trio up there, Sandile, Krokorok, Crocodile, but those two just before Petalil. Frillish, Jellicent, those two. Always forget those two as well, until quite late on. Frillish and Jellicent, and then what else is there? Suppose I can do Litwick, Lampent, Chandelure, Axew, Fracture, and Haxorus. Axew's quite a common sight in the anime because of Iris. What other types haven't we used? Ice, Vanillite, Vanillish, Vanilluxe. They tried making a 3-stage line for pretty much every type. Though Ground had 2, though it started off as Water. Ground and Dark have the same one as well. Bug has 2 of them. Psychic has 2 of them. Version exclusives. Cubchoo, Beartic, and Cryogonal. There's another trio just there next to Stunfisk. Trying to think of what it could be. As well as after Electros. There's quite a big gap there that's been left for me to fill. LGM, Behem. But above them. What could they be? So we've got our Water Ghost. Maybe Gen 5 is a bit of a slow one for me. Unless there's another bird somewhere that I've missed. So before Tynamo, but after Jellicent, there's a big gap. And I really don't know what it is. I'll move on to a different generation. Stuffle, Beware. My dad's favourite Pokemon. Alola Yungoos, Gumshoos, Pikipek, Drumbeak, Toucanon, Crabrawler, Crabominable. There's a trio there, so that's Grubbin, Charjabug, Vikavolt. What else is there? So there's Fomantis, Lorantis, Salandit, Salazzle, Bounsweet, Steenie, Serena, Cutiefly, Ribombi, Wimpod, Golisopod, and oh, what's the other bug? The other water bug? Dewpider, Araquanid, Wishy-Washy, Oricorio, Pukumuku, Oranguru, Passimian, Komala, Delmise, Minior, Bruxish, Drampar, Komala, Turtonator, Marini, Toxapex, Okay, so there's 6 left in Alola. Rockruff, Lycanroc. 4 left in Alola. After Marini and Toxapex, so we've got Sandygast, Palisand, Marini, Mudsdale, Mudbray. Somehow I got Alola before I got Galar, even though I actually completed Galar, and I've never played Alola. The Pokemon of Alola are just that little bit more iconic and more memorable than the 4 that's there, missing from Galar. Unova, what's missing? Druddigon. So it's only a duo there. Mienfoo, Mienshao. Those are also in TCG Pocket. And I have used them there because it's part of the starter deck. Too bad that's the only place I remember them from. Over to Hoenn. Since there's that line, I just can't remember what they are in Unova. Cast form. Tropius. Poochyena. Mightyena. Zigzagoon, Linoon, Wurmple. Silcoon, Cascoon, Beautifly, Dustox, Lotad, Lombre, Ludicolo, Seedot, Nuzleaf, Shifttree, Talo, Swellow. I was going to say Swablu and Altaria, but we've already done those. Wingull, Pelipper, After Gardevoir is Surskit, Masquerain. You know, I've actually been trying to catch every single Pokemon in Generation 3, but some of them are going to give me trouble because I can't actually find the copy of Ruby we have. Only Sapphire and Emerald. We've got Fire and Leaf Green to get all of the Kanto Pokemon, and we've got Colosseum and XD as well. I need to play through those again. Maybe I'll do those on video after Legends Arceus, because I already have plans for after Donkey Kong 64. But Pikmin. I have no idea what to do after Pikmin, that's the problem. Hoenn. After Breloom, Slakoth, Vigoroth, Slacking, Nincada, Ninjask, Shedinja, Whismur, Loudred, Exploud, Skitty, Delcatty, Volbeat, Illumise, those two, Wailmer, Wailorb and Wailord. What else is there? After Camerupt, Torkoal, Spinder, as well as Spoink, Grumpig, Zangoose, Seviper. After Spinder there is Trapinch, Vibrava and Flygon. Baltoy, Claydol. Oh, that's it, Clink. Clang, Klinklang. Ferroseed, Ferrothorn, Joltik, Galvantula. That bunch there. What's the one before it though? That's a single Pokemon. So after Seviper, before Baltoy. Spheal, Celio, Walrein, Clamperl, Huntail, Gorbis, and then Relicanth. Alomomola, that's the single one. And Lovedisk. Those ones. The lot in Generation 3 that I'm missing. Solrock. Lunatone. Of course, those two. Corphish. Crawdaunt. Feebas. Milotic. Barboach. Wizcash. But then we've got the rest of them from the other regions. But we also have my favourite Pokemon of all time, Kecleon. Usually normal type, green lizard with a special mechanic to it. The ability to change types when being hit by them, unless it has Protean. Okay, there's only 10 left, and they're all from 3 different regions in total. 4 in Unova, 4 in Galar, and 2 in Kalos. Ah, but what would they be? So I've already done the ground ghost. Any other ghost in Generation 5? So we've already got Cofagrigus and Golurk. And Chandelure. But what are those 4 that I'm missing? I should remember the one before Petalil. Okay, let's check over Generation 1. Which may sound counterintuitive, but it could be something related. Well, semi-related. So we've got the starters, of course. Patrat and Warthog are basically just Rattata and Raticate. Crocodile's probably the most related to Nidoking and maybe Arbok as well. I might just have to turn on shadows for these last 10. Surely there's something missing from the Gigantamax section. I should remember that. So we have Corviknight, Orbeetle. Oh, of course! Sizzlipede. Centiskorch. But then after Centiskorch, what is it? What are those last 2 for Galar? Because it's definitely not another bug. I'm almost certain of that. I may just have to turn on shadows. Yeah, you can scroll, but full screen is just big enough to see everything that we need. I actually have Shiny Centiskorch VMAX as one of my first shiny Pokemon cards. I used it in a Fire-type deck for a while, but yeah. That deck at some point got phased out because of standard rotation. Still, I can't think of what the rest of these would be, so I'm probably just going to turn on shadows for the last 8 Pokemon. Where is it? There it is. Actually, you know what? Hotkey enabled. If I just press... Of course! Cottony. And Whimsicott, of course. Should have done that with the other 2 cotton lines. Jumpluff and Eldegoss. Next one. Clobberpuss and Graplocked. Not even water type. They're not even the right type combination. It's not as though they ran out of type space, because it's just pure fighting. Malamar and Inkay. Strange evolution method, should have remembered it. And what's this last one? Sawsbuck. and dealing. 4 shadows used for the entire thing. I'd say I did pretty well. I waited until the very end to use any shadows. And ultimately got through... well, how many did I remember before that point? 1017 Pokemon memorized out of 1025. The last 8 were a little bit of a bust. But that has been it for this special 50 subscriber special. I suppose I shall redo the poll for the 100 subscriber special instead of using the same one with just the other 2 that you want to see from this one. Anyway, I have been Luke, memorizing all of the Pokemon, signing out.